Alrighty, boys, switch. We got ourselves Team Blue, looking like some same people like Black Sabbath, but the rest of the team is pretty different. We got ourselves Death Steel, we got ourselves Ice Cream, Frost DK, we got ourselves Nando coming back in as a BM Hunter, and Tanzanian. Versus Team Red, we'll see work on his mage this time. Kazoo in the back, Kyle Jr. making a comeback here. Peachy going up first yet again. We got Rose hanging out in the back as well. Good luck and have fun, boys. It's gonna be Peachy opening up versus Tanzania. Last time Peachy had to go against a Feral Dude, so hopefully this will be a little bit better. Peachy is actually opening up as a Boomkin this time. Oh, this is gonna be good. I think Peachy watched a couple of guys like Hamburger on EU, saw what they were doing. Maybe it's like, okay, I think I have an idea. Hodge coming down by the Paladin with an Executor Sentence. He's gonna go for full wings right now. This man is not popping wings at all. Blood of the Enemy does come out. Is he just gonna go for every other damage besides Wing Cyclone? Trying to come out for Peachy, actually landing on Cyclone onto Taz, but he didn't pop any CDs, so he's perfectly fine, just chilling there. Peachy is gonna be down on a trait right now. Got below 50% health, so that's gonna be a Waterlog trait. That's just not gonna do any damage. Focus Azure Beam trying to come out, getting interrupted on it, and actually Peachy is not locked out of his other spells, can still go for heals if he wants to. 100 on Taz, does hit him with a Maledict. Taz is not going to be able to recover a lot of health. That Shield of Vengeance is going to give him enough protection, and Peachy is going to want to bail way out of there as far as he can in order to catch a couple of regrows back to back, even mounting up on a B. But Taz is going to be Shield of Vengeance and Wings coming down. So for Peachy, it could be an opportunity to maybe score a kill. It's going to go for Mage Food immediately. Peachy, I think, needs to get a full setup, needs to get a root onto Taz with a Solar Beam, and then obliterate the guy. Hopefully catch him low while he's got it. Maybe playing Feral with about a bunch of bleeds, get a raid, get a rip in there. Might not be a bad idea with Feral Affinity. Even though normally you play Rest of Affinity. 100 of Peachy does the Thorns up and running. Gonna be belfed off actually, so Taz is not gonna have to worry about it at all. It's gonna have a second set of wings available. Peachy's gonna take quite a lot of damage right now. Does he have the Root Silence? That's gonna be, Waterlogged is gonna be able to get procced again. Trying to let a Cyclone, does let a Cyclone. Taz is gonna bubble out of it. Peachy is gonna be forced to Barkskin this. That's gonna be Cyclotronic through a bubble. Peachy actually went for a shot, but just to get rid of the Cyclotronic is gonna go into that Incarnation. Does he have enough resources to get the damage out? Trying to get Solar Wrath out. Lunar Strike. That's going to be Arcane Lock if Taz is able to lock him out. Stun on a Peachy, trick us out of it. That's going to be a couple Star Surges. Lunar Strikes to follow. Does he have any more Instant Cast? Trying to build up the Star Surge. Does land the kill on the Paladin, and Peachy does get away from there scot-free with Nando. Fast approaching. Double pet for Nando coming out, so he's going to try to drop down a flare. He's going to be hunting a chicken, dude. Winner, chicken dinner is going to be the winner of this duel, whether chicken is going to be, I guess, dining on Nando, which is kind of morbid when you think about it. No, he does have wolves. I don't know if they're more fur than meat, and it's in some cultures it's acceptable. I would never eat Fido, but to each their own. For Nando, however, that's a fatty chicken right there. Or a deer, or a bear. It's actually quite a good amount of hunting material, dude. He could have a bear pelt, he could have a jungle cat pelt, he could have a chicken wing, he could have a deer antlers. Like, Peachy just comes in with a full assortment of animals to hunt all in one. For Nando, this should be the best day of his life, but it's actually going to be Peachy carting him around the pillar this whole time, just trying to get away from all the pets. And that's all he's done so far. Nando is not popping any CDs while he's cutting, not even pulling his pets back, letting the pets do work. They are doing a little bit of auto attack damage. Peachy is able to put up dots on those pets and gain some resources out of it. Again, Nando's playing this very, very passively. Some of these pets might actually start going down little by little. Are both pets on him still? Yeah, both pets are still on him. Nando is going to pull him back for a bit to get him a bit of a pet heal. And that's going to allow Peachy a chance to reset. Did he get a dot onto Nando? He actually did. He got a Moonfire, and the Waterlog trait is actually doing quite a bit of damage every time with procs. If Peachy could just put a couple of dots on a Nando to get more procs for the Waterlogged, he might have a chance. Is it Waterlogged? It's the new trait from the newest raid. It allows you to do damage, but as soon as you drop below 50%, you get a shield. In PvP, that shield is super small. And then the trait won't be accessible while the shield is down. So it's very unfortunate when you drop below 50%, but for a dot heavy class to stay far away, maintain the dots from a distance, You can do quite a lot of damage. Maledict onto Nando, does hit him with Cyclone. That melee is not going to do a lot. Hibernate onto one of the pets coming out. I think one of the main, hopefully the main pet for Nando. It's hard to tell which one is main. One of the pets goes down, actually. So one of the pets does stick down to death. The other pet is there attacking him. So it looks like that was the main pet for Nando. Nando's going to go for a bit of an acceleration early. As Peachy is putting actual legit pressure on the guy. It's going to pop in a bear form for a second, get himself a little bit of a frenzy regen going. Nando is going to get himself a pet heal rolling as well. Stun into Peachy, chickens out of it immediately. And Nando's going to use Crucible as a defensively. So Peachy actually has a little bit of an advantage, dropping almost at 50%. There goes a Warlock trade, give him a small shield. Going to be a feign death for Nando for a second, and Peachy is not going to be able to land a Cyclone. Trying to get another cast, and the second pet finally gets to join the fight again. And Nando is at full force right now, doing the most amount of damage. Peachy catches a re-stealth, getting away from Nando, and a regrow spam to follow right after 5 minutes in. 2% dampening. Nando is probably just going to go for a bit of eyes. Actually decides against it, decides to send the pets at Peachy. Peachy is going to have to play this long game against a Hunter. You're a Boomkin, you don't have a lot of damage. He's going to go for that Incarnation. Nando's going to pop something as well. Bashed by Nando, and it's going to actually get a silence onto Peachy on the meme beam. But Nando's not looking all that healthy right now. Peachy can still get a lot of damage. Nando is going to back up, and it's going to go for a disengage. Peachy missing that meme beam, and Nando is now the one kiting the chicken. Peachy has bars set up and running just to keep himself rolling for a little bit longer. That's going to be Thorns, but it's going to get hit into a freezing trap. Nando needed that moment in order to get himself a little bit of a re-heal, and it's going to be a silence onto Nando's stun. Onto Peachy, no way out of it right now. No Bardic does get a Satan Chicken proc for him, so that's going to be a little bit of his own self-heal. Renewal might come out for Peachy. Is going to go into bear form in frenzied regeneration just to catch as much healing as he can. Landing a regrowth, has Incarnation. No, actually Incarnation does go down. It is a 30-second long cooldown, but it is going to be down. Does get interrupted on Arcane. Still able to get Star Surges out back to back. That's going to be solo rest. Getting silenced this time. Peachy actually might be in a bad spot. Bash on Nando. He has no way out of this. Maledict stacking onto Nando, but he does have a heal over time on him, and that's going to be a Cyclone to prevent any healing for Nando. So Peachy is actually going to sacrifice that Maledict into a Cyclone just to make sure Nando doesn't get any heals. Nando is continuing to truck damage to Peachy. Bardic's and Thorns are up. Nando is going to go for a Turtle Shield right now. So Peachy is going to bail out of there for a little bit. If Nando can get himself just a little bit more damage on the Peachy needs to recover right now as much health as possible, and needs to have another turnaround onto Nando. Does have a trinket for the next stun that Nando is definitely going to try to get a setup for, and Peachy just going to bail out of there as far as he can. Nando disengaging ahead towards Peachy. Might be able to get enough damage, trying to get a pet stun in there. It's going to be Crucible offensively, and then Peachy is just not looking that healthy. Stun into Peachy. Chickens out of immediately bear form. Frenzied regeneration maybe does have a trap in front of him in case that trap might be a charge trap or knockback does go down. Nando just had way too much consistent pressure with those pets versus Peachy. There's not a lot you could do. I don't know if running Laser Beam as a Boomkin is a good idea. I think Crucible Flame might be the best option. You know, you pop Incarn, you get just a fat Crucible, Star Surges back to back, might be enough damage, and on top of it, you also get yourself a Crucible for a self-heal. But the Laser Beam, you kind of locked out. Laser Beam is a cool idea, and at one point, it was actually really good for PvP. But Blizzard nerfed it a little bit because it's mostly designed to do AoE damage. It can be okay in single target. I can say you do Mythic Plus dungeons. But in PvP, I use it for a little bit. It can do quite a bit of burst if your class has none. But I think Crucible ends up being the best. It's going to be Seavark landing an opener onto Nando, but actually get hit with a silence. Nando getting the pets up and running, beefed up and ready to go. Seavark needs to get himself, missing that meteor onto Nando. He's going to bail out of there. Nando's staying super mobile. Seavark is going to have to go for a little bit of line of sight. Maybe landing Polymer from one of the pets. Stun onto Seavark, not going to be able to land a Poly. Nando walking up to him, doesn't want to get hit by breath at all. Freezing trap to stop Seavark from being able to give it breath. So Nando's going to give himself a little bit of reset. Maybe make sure his pets are healed up. Fat Crucible hitting Seavark. So he's going to have to go for any kind of healing he can get. Being a mage, though, is going to turn one of the pets into a bear. Just a big old cuddly bear. Try to go for an invis, but that's going to be honestly just to juke out Nando. As Seavark can just continue to get close. Getting hit with a silence on that breath, though. That is so unfortunate. Nando predicting that silence with a fire mage getting up close and personal. And Seavark just has not been able to get himself a good setup so far. Tar Trap with the pets attacking him constantly. With double pets, Nando still does want to beef up those pets so they do damage. But this way, they're able to have two pets that are doing quite a bit of damage. Good auto attacks. Even if they're not beefed up, there's two of them. And Seavark can't stop one of them. He can't CC one and then CC the other. So it's actually quite nice for Nando. Breath into Nando. No silence this time. Almost landing upon him. That's going to be tricking out of Nando. As long as he can stay ahead, he doesn't even need a trinket. So far, he's been doing just fine against Seavark. It's going to hit him with the Crucible, getting the pets, doing all the damage. Needs to poke out from time to time. and get the pets all beefed up and ready to go. But I think he's just waiting for his cooldowns, waiting for Bestial Wrath. Wants to maintain some range over to Seamark. Does it with the silence. That's going to be Seamark actually trinketing out of that silence just to make sure he can get a cast off. Try to get a poly onto Nando. Not going to happen. The pets are attacking him. One of the pets frozen in the back. The other pet does quite a bit of work. That's going to be a polymorph stun, stopping him from being able to poly. Nando's just trying to do whatever he can just to pressure the mage. Wants to make sure he's far away. Wants to make sure he doesn't get blink breathed on. Does send the crows in. That's going to be Crucible trying to break through that safety trinket. And the crows, I think, are gone. I guess the crows are gone. Double freeze on both of the pets. Nando's in a bad spot. Needs the pets to let the work happen. But the pets have done such a good job to Seamark. Just been chopping away at the bits. That's going to be a bit of a flare in case Seamark does go for invis. Doesn't even have it for 4 minutes. Seamark is really down right now. On CDs, he's down on effectiveness. He does get the freeze on the pets and does get to mount up to get away from Nando. He does have Crucible, so he can at least go for a bit of a healing. At 33% dampening, though, it's going to be a lot harder, as this duel has been going on for 10 minutes. And does get himself a bit of a mount up. Try to get next to Nando. No silence this time. Landing a polymorph. Nando doesn't have a trinket. If Seamark is able to get a full setup right here, he might have a chance. It's going to be a full combustion, I think, out of Seamark. Nope, no combustion. Try to go for a meteor, I think. No, never mind. Did Nando not even get hit by? He exhilarationed that Greater Pyro immediately. So Seamark has... Oh, that's stun with those pets, though. That walked in on top of the pets. Cauterize is going to come out. Definitely going to proc. Cauterize, proc, and Ice Block available. He only has this much health to work with. Might be able to get himself a Crucible heal here and there. But he's got to make a play. Nando's going to have a trinket available very, very soon. Those pets have been actually abusing Seamark right now the whole game. Trying to go for a bit of food. Those pets are going to be there. Attacking him again. He has a shield. He has a root. Maybe he might be able to land a polymorph. Nando actually tried to get an interrupt, missed it. Might be a silence on the Seamark right here. Does get hit with a silence, but at least it's going to be a polymorph onto Nando. The pets are beefed up, though. They're doing work. They're doing damage. That's going to be another repoly with a greater power, but stricken for Nando. Not going to sit in that poly, and Seamark can get super low in health. Meteor coming down. Ring of Frost comes in. That is going to be his combustion. Does get a freeze on both the pets. He doesn't have any health at all. The Crucible coming in. It is going to crit, but that's about all he's got. Oh no, freeze on the pet with a Nova yet again, trying to get away from them. And all Nando needs to do is just get next to Seamark. He's just trying to do what he can, trying to get into his room. Whatever health he can get back is all he needs. Nando doesn't have a trinket. Seamark could get him in a wombo combo right now. If only he just jukes out from the silence. If only he jukes out the stuns. Trinket out of the stuns. Needs to not get interrupted at all. Silence coming out a little bit early. Safety trinket, keeping Seamark alive. He might have a chance here. Wait, he might have a chance. Temporal coming in, but Nando's super far away. He cannot catch up. Has to use the breath on the pets with a Nova. Might be able to get himself a little bit of food. Nando is super far away. Seamark needs to go ASAP. Needs to get around that stun. Needs to get around those freezes. Needs to get around the kicks. So the pets all beefed up. Seamark is a sponge, just trying to do what he can. One pet approaching from one side, the other is approaching from the other side as well. The pets are beefed up. They are running, sprinting at him. He can't go anywhere. The shield is going to hold up for a little bit longer. And Nando is in a very safe position, letting the pets do work. Just letting the pets do a little bit of damage. Does get a freeze on both of the pets. Don't know if he's going to be able to get himself a full food here. I don't think he's going to. Nope, the pets are back up. At least he does get to mount up. 13 minutes in. Crucible to fall. It's going to be another dot on him. You gotta hold 2 minutes before Ice Block is back up. Temporal is all he has. Barely got any much healing there. Just gonna try to get as far as he can. Nando needs to get the pets in there ASAP. I feel like at this point Nando just needs to commit. I think Nando's gonna commit. He's just charging in there. He's gonna drop a trap ahead of time, letting the pets get in there, stopping Seamark from being able to heal. Does get a breath on a whole enemy team, not what he meant to do. Polymorph to one of the pets. Only one pet attacking him might be enough. Getting next to Nando. Doesn't get a breath for this one, though. Silence. Seamark locked out completely. Nando, if he can get enough damage in, he might have a chance here. It's going to be combustion coming out for Seamark, trying to do what he could. Nando got hit with a dot while combustion is up. That's 100% crit. But with that heal, he recovered 53% dampening. Who is next on Team Red? I think it's going to be Kazoo. With the Demon Hunter being all healer based. Not a lot you can really do when it comes to the output that Nando can put out. Is Kazoo going to go for cooldowns at all? Nando might be able to get some kiting potential going. Is missing with his concussive shots through the blur. That's going to be Kazoo getting himself full metamorphosis up and running. Does clear him of all movement impairing effects. Nando needs to land some sort of a slow on to Kazoo. Short stun onto Nando yet again, but it's actually so DR'd. That's going to be a freezing trap onto Kazoo as he drops darkness. Why is super low? So Nando's actually letting those pets sneak up and do all the damage to Kazoo. I didn't even watch the pets do a lot of damage. Nando's just gonna get himself a Crucible. Disengage and far away stun to Kazoo. He trinkets out of it finally. Maybe the slow might come in handy. Does get a concussive shot. IB from a distance interrupted immediately. Nando actually walking right in front of the eyes. I think he ended up picking him up. 5% damage increase. Hopefully it won't be enough for him to go down. Under chicken proccing for Kazoo, and Nando does take him out yet again. Dropping out trap right behind him. Rose XO is up next though. Gonna walk into the trap. Nando might be able to does catch himself a Gamma though. So Rose is gonna have to pick up the eyes. The eyes on this side not gonna be allowed. Not gonna be able to get them because they have been used. Maybe Nando might have a chance here. This is a paladin with a bop, a bubble, and a freedom. You can't really kite them. You can't really outrange them because a lot of their abilities do range damage. And does catch Nando a little bit early. The pets are going to be on top of him. Is even going to be able to get resources from the pets either way. And a freedom. Pony up. Nando can't really stop it. That's going to be Hodge. Does not have a trinket for it. Does have himself pet sag, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And does go down after all of that. Unlucky. Ice Cream is up next as a Death Knight with Fish on the side. Stun onto Rose, gripping him in. Is going to go for a bit of a pillar. Does get a root onto Rose. No hand of freedom coming out. So Rose is actually going to get stunned by the Pillar of Frost. That's going to be Azeroth Elemental. Big Dragon Strike onto Rose right now. All the damage coming out for this Frost Death Knight. Does have a massive Azeroth Elemental who Rose is trying to line aside from. Does get spike bite a couple times. Maybe the Elemental will meet him on the other side. He does. He is going to go for a little bit of line of sight regardless from the Elemental as well as the Death Knight. Chain of Ice coming out for the DK. Rose could go for a big setup. The Death Knight is actually quite at low health right now. I guess he maybe has taken a couple judgments, couple Blades of Righteous, but hasn't really done anything in terms of self-heals. And the Elemental does dissipate for Ice Cream. It's going to go for a bit of a death pack. It's 70% dampening, 0 healing out of it. 0 healing. So he's literally letting Rose right now re-heal. At this point, I think for a Death Knight, maybe you should have just stayed on top of Rose, not stayed on the other side of the area. That's going to be early AMS, so next time Hammer of Justice is up for Rose, he's definitely going to be able to get a Hammer of Justice. Going to be a breath right now for Ice Cream. Does land a short stun onto Rose, but I think that Death was prepared. Why would you run breath in a duel? You need that runic power for a Death Strike, don't you? And I guess Death Steal is going to be up next. I don't know if it was supposed to be a Black Stabbing or Death. He's going to drop down Abomination. Maybe get a full army of the Dead Rolling Gingerbread coming out with an AMS. Maybe he might be able to get a full setup. Rose is actually going to bubble this right now just to get the damage into the Death Steal, just to continue trucking along. Still has a Blessing Protection as maybe a Human Racial for later. Death Steal is just not looking that good right now, though. No self-heal available. Rose is trying to bail away from him. Gonna be a grip, but he does end up Templar's Verdicting him down, and Black Stabbing hopefully will have a real chance here. Trinket coming out for Rose. Dagger Road is still gonna sit for a little bit. Underrod is gonna be doing quite a bit of healing for him. Hodge coming out into Black Sabbath. He chickens out of it. Rose might have a Blessing Protection, but the poisons could still be enough damage. Clock Shot is coming out from Black Sabbath. Does he have any combo points? He does not. I would have started Phantom Knives just to maintain the dots and maintain a poison onto Rose. But as the Shield of Vengeance or Blessing Protection does come down, Rose is kind of the open. Shield of Vengeance, by the way, coming back in about 15 seconds or so. Black Sabbath is going to be in a really bad position, especially as Rose is able to find him from a distance. Crucible coming out with no dampening, though. This is really going to come down to Rose. This is their game to lose right now. Shield of Vengeance is available. They can go for a little bit of healing. Mage Foot coming out, so it's actually going to be quite a lot of healing, though, without having to waste up mana. Look at that. Black Sabbath is just saving it. We're just waiting the whole time, just trying to think, like, what is the Paladin doing? But the Paladin is just re-healing the whole time. Flashlights coming out, which are a little bit more efficient. Sap. Black Sabbath right now. This is your opportunity, my man. This is your opportunity. Rose is trying to keep as much range damage as he can. Should live in and skim up early. Kin is shot onto Rose right now. Does he have maybe a Hammer of Justice turning around on a Black Sabbath? He does. The dots might be melting him though right now. Trying to get as much damage as he can. Get it through the safety chicken very quickly. And I think he does end up taking out that rogue. It looked like... You're telling me Rose got a 1v4 that duel. You are telling me that Rose... He did go through Nando. He did go through 2 Death Knights and I guess he did go through 1v4 actually.